Hey there, we got another episode of Blackwater. I said Blackwater, Stillwater. Um, it's like 4 or 5 in the morning. Pretty tired, so I'm not gonna be super high energy, but I'm still down for an episode. So let's go ahead and get this. Oh, dang, good, nice crack. Let's go ahead and get this started. Finally entering through the park, Hugo calls out to Kobe and Noah. Kobe, Noah, where are you? He hears faintly the sounds of barking and echoes of people yelling in the distance. He rushes towards the echoes, guiding him through the downpour. With his heart racing and blood rushing to his head, he finds his way to the lake. Drawing closer, he sees Nina giving chase to her grandfather. Unfortunately, she doesn't get too far as Noah stops her. Grandpa, stop. Grandpa. Let me go, my grandpa, he's... No, Nina, it's dangerous. He'll get hurt too. I don't care. I don't want to lose anyone anymore. At that instant, Hugo trudges against the water, pursuing Anita instead. Hugo? No, don't. Please fall death to his ear. Not even the whines and worried cries of his partner could make him turn back. Damn. Determined, he forages ahead. Nearing the deep end of the lake, he sees Henry Mortimer gazing directly at the abyss. He looks even more frail and disheveled than before. It's as if he's lived all the life. Wait, it's as if all the life he's lived up until now, up until this point, has begun to fray, draining every ounce of himself and surrendering it all to the lake. Before Henry could lean in, Hugo reaches out and tugs at his arm. Mr. Mortimer, listen to me. Nothing's waiting for you down there, so please, come back to the shore with me. Henry, ... Motionless and unresponsive, he stares deeply into the water. The haze over his eyes is still obscure and persistent. There are so many things we cannot afford to lose in our lives. One of them. To Nina, you're all she has left. She needs you, Mr. Mortimer. Hugo felt it. A slight jolt from Henry's arm. As if stirred by the mention of Nina. He slowly turns to face Hugo. Oh shit. Nina. However, just as cruel and violent as a storm, Henry jerks back, wrenching his arm away from Hugo's hold on him. No, all of this is my fault. If only I got to Lewis sooner, then none of this would have happened. He was waiting for me, was patient with me, and yet all the things he's done, I chose my family over him. He's gone because I didn't pick him. Henry backs away further from the shoreline. Mr. Mortimer. His manic eyes never straying away from Hugo as he keeps his distance from him. Lewis, I'm sorry. I was the one who dragged you into this. You deserve so much more. And I wished. Henry struggles over his words. He clasps tightly onto his shirt, his throat dry and taut from all that he has bottled up. From all those repressed and silent years of just waiting. Waiting for this curse to finally take him. I wish I had gone with you that night, Lewis. Sir, even if you still covet that wish, it wouldn't resolve anything. Not for you or Lewis. I read what he wrote to you those years ago. He understood if you didn't want to come see him. But the thing is, Mr. Mortimer, Lewis never thought anything less of you. He said so in his letters to you. His letters. For the longest time, I wanted to believe he hated me for that. Resented me for that choice. Or at least, I thought it was easier for me to think that way. How long has it been since I talked about him? It's been too long, sir. That's why you don't have to shoulder all of that pain by yourself anymore. We can talk about it. About you and Lewis. All of it together. Hugo extends not only his hand to him, but a promise. A promise that Henry had yearned for so long. A way to forgive himself. He hesitates at first. What fool believes in deserved forgiveness? Such a thing doesn't exist. And yet, despite everything, Hugo still reaches out to him. To a stranger. Maybe he can be forgiven. Just as he was about to reach out for Hugo's, a hand slithers out around Henry's instead. Oh shit, what in God's name? Its arms unnaturally contort around him, while its head perches on his shoulder. So is this Lewis? Or is this Lewis is no longer pretending to be human? Yeah, I know it. With piercing, cold green eyes, it glares directly at Hugo, mocking him, cursing him, wishing nothing but despair. We can be saved? Question mark. We can be forgiven? There's only one true way out of this. I will share with you the most happiest of endings. Before Hugo could reach out for Henry's hand, he disappears into the water. Mr. Mortimer, without hearing the anguished cries and desperate pleas, Hugo dives in after him into the abyss. Bitch, what? For this dude to have a granddaughter, he must have like had a wife or something. So he was on the DL, I guess. And he chose his family over his side piece, I guess you can say. Plunging into the icy waters, Hugo feels shock running rampant throughout his body. Like spikes continuously piercing from his legs to the tips of his fingers. Fiercely and unyielding. His chest tightens and his heart races as he begins to kick his legs. Hoping whichever way he goes, he'll find his way to Henry. Swimming deeper and deeper, he sees faintly a figure slowly descending into the darkness. As he finally gets closer to Henry, long snake-like arms stretch across the void and grab Hugo's neck, violently squeezing all the air out of him. Damn! I'm dead? I'm cooked. He tries desperately to wrench its hands away. But with each struggle, Hugo's movements begin to weigh heavier and heavier. Lewis, where are you, Lewis? It's looking for Lewis. Digging deeper into his coat's pocket, he grasps tightly in his hands the locket that Henry kept and had long forgotten. You see? That's why you brought that. That's why we grabbed that. If we didn't grab that, we'd be so cooked. Oh my god. We might not have to do the other save. Holds it out as it shines ever so brightly in the dark. There you are. It releases its grips on Hugo and instead reaches out for the locket. Taking this chance, he drops the chain and kicks with all his might to grab Henry's arm. With his heart and body screaming in pain, he swims desperately to the surface. Almost there. I just have to. As the light from the surface blurs, Hugo makes one last attempt to reach it. With his limbs worn out and his energy spent, this is all he can do. Before he loses consciousness, he notices a figure swimming toward him. W. You see that, bro? Yes, sir. Come on. Get me up out of here, buddy. And then everything fades to black. Come on, come on. Get me up out of here. That's why we brought the locket, bro. That's why. We didn't bring that locket, we would have died there. Would have sacrificed ourselves for dude. Bitch, drifting along what feels like an endless sea, Hugo courses through wave after wave, not knowing where he's going or caring for that matter. All he knows is that he's very, very tired. How long has it been since he's had a good night's rest? It's been too long. Maybe I should take that rest now. I'd like that so much. I'd agree, you deserve it, but not here. What? I'm sorry for startling you. I just wanted to see you one last time before I go. Bro, what? Who is this? Lewis? You've done so much for me and Henry. I can't thank you enough. No worries. Thank you for watching over me. I want to thank you for watching over me. And also, I want to apologize for my remarks from before. I really thought that I had things figured out once I had found you, but you know how that turned out for me. That ass. It's alright, really. After all this time, I didn't think anyone could hear me. Especially Henry. Lewis. I was worried about him for a long time. He always wanted to keep me away from his personal struggles. To keep me safe from them. But I was too stubborn for my own good. Honestly, I don't regret it. Any of it. Even if I could no longer reach out to Henry, fate weaved its thread back to you. Our tangent. Something connecting us once more to this very moment. And for that, I'm forever grateful to you, Hugo. You're welcome, Lewis. From a far distance, Hugo hears a voice crying out to him, beckoning for him to return. Well, they're waiting for you. I guess they really are, huh? Take care always, Hugo. You too, Lewis. Oh shit. That's about the end of the story. With his eyes closed and his senses still returning, he feels the constant tugs and licks of a certain bloodhound, whining as he tries to wake up his partner. Hugo. He also hears another familiar voice, too annoyingly close for his comfort. His eyes shot right open, he jerks up. Confused, Hugo looks around before he coughs up the remaining water in his lungs. No, are you alright? Are you alright? Noah starts to pat his back while Kobe continues to whine over Hugo. What happened? Where's Mr. Mortimer? He's safe, so is Nina. They're both okay. The police and the ambulance should be arriving soon. Thank goodness. Isn't there more you have to say to me? Instead of thank goodness? I swear, you don't listen to a damn word I say. ... I'm sorry, Noah. Exhausted, he let out a sigh, then continues to pat Hugo's back aggressively when someone approaches him. Detective Laurent? Oh, Nina. There's someone I want you to meet. Behind her stands an elderly man. Frail in stature, he timidly looks to the side, pensively as he ponders to himself. Although his youth had long faded, his eyes are what catches Hugo's attention. They're no longer a piercing and vicious green, only eyes just like Nina's. Hello, Mr. Mortimer. Detective. I never got a chance to say goodbye to him. Oh, I always thought about it every day. What if Lewis lived in this world? What if he had stayed a little longer with me? Because of that constant mindset, I dragged everyone down. Dot dot dot. And I kept hurting not only me, but Nina especially. I was I was the one who kept hurting her. I'm the one to blame for all this. But you, someone I've never met, still went out of your way to save me. Not knowing my burdens or my faults. Thank you. Hugo reaches out to Henry and smiles brightly at him. It's my pleasure, sir. But before he lets go, Henry tugs at Hugo's hands one last time. Hope that someday you too will overcome it. Huh? You know what I think that is? They were talking about the his eyes look the same. So he must have somebody that had died and he never got to say goodbye to them. Well, good morning, Mr. Hugo. You're bright and early. Morning. With much fervor and haste. I've never seen that word before. Hugo resumes writing on his notepad. Although by closer inspection, he looks like he's going to combust at what? At any minute. Are you writing up the report? Without looking, Hugo responds back. Yeah, for the most part. You still need to write yours too. I will. But since I haven't had breakfast yet, and I don't like eating by myself. Oh man, this dude's a W, friend. I swear to God he is. Such a W. Let me guess. 2 is better than 1. Bingo. Wow, Hugo, you're really catching on. I'm so proud of you. Ah, shut it, will you? I swear, if only I hadn't fallen off from the goddamn window, maybe my report would have been shorter. Before Noah could begin to cut the bacon, he pauses at the mention of Hugo's report. Oh, yeah, by the way, mind telling me what happened to the Mortimer's window? I broke it. Well, that's obvious to me. What I don't understand is, why is it broken? Do you know how much it costs to repair a window like that? I know, it was really dumb of me. I'm sorry. Besides, I told Mr. Mortimer about it before we left. Honestly, I was expecting to hear an earful from him. Also the bill. And, surprisingly enough, he said it was okay. Huh. Lucky us, right? So what, you just called it a day after all that? Thank you so much, Mr. Mortimer. You broke it. You paid for it. Would you chill? Of course I'll pay for it. ... But each time I kept insisting, he just shrugged it off. Said that we already went through a lot for them, so this was nothing in comparison. ... You know what? He's right. After all we went through, we deserve at least a nap. But before he could walk away, stops and sees a familiar person walking towards the storefront, carrying something with her. Good morning, you two. Just barely at the foot of the door, a certain bloodhound stirs up from his rest spot and makes his way towards Nina, tail uncontrollably wagging. Good morning to you too, Kobe. Nina scratches behind one of Kobe's ears, making his right foot unconsciously move on its own, scratching an invisible but desirable spot for him. Good morning, Nina. Or, good morning, Miss Nina. Morning. What bring? Ah, my bad. My bad. My bad. My foot's itchy. What brings you here this time around? Is everything all right with your grandfather? Yep. I mean, yes, he's doing pretty well actually. Even better than before. He talked so much last night. I hardly slept at all. But honestly, it's been a while since I last spoke to him so freely like that. I hardly felt tired at all. That's wonderful to hear. But there's something else I wanted to ask the both of you. Pull it. What again? To put it bluntly, I need your help. If the two of you aren't busy, I would like some company eating these. Oh. Inside a clear plastic bag are a stack of two boxes placed on top of one another. She opens the box on top and reveals a colorful array of neatly decorated donuts, all lined perfectly. No cramped or squished spaces. A work of art in Hugo's eyes. Wow, so pretty. Donuts. They look so delicious. Had I asked her, oh dumbass boy, I'm finna get to you. We're more happy to eat these than these with you, Nia. Haha. There he goes with his donuts. Yeah. But yes, please join us, Miss Nina. We're about to have our breakfast too. Weren't we, Kuya? Always so brazen in front of others. I can't read today. You do make it exceptionally easy for me. Ugh. Hehe. You both have such great chemistry with each other. On a second thought, I'm way too tired for this. I'm going to have to apologize in advance for this, Nina. But truthfully, I've been running on last night's coffee and I'm about to pass out in any minute now. No worries, honestly. I think I need a little break time. Sounds like what we all need right now. Thanks. Hugo puts down the pen and proceeds to head for the couch. Kobe follows after him. Would you like to join us, Miss Nina? I would love to. I guess we can save these for later. Yes, please do. Now come on, it's nap time. Noah sighs heavily before setting down the food on his desk. Then gestures Nina towards a sofa in which she happily takes his offer. She joins them. I'm getting too old. I mean, you are old. Shut it. Hee. This is really nice. Good boy, Kobe. Come here. This is a good scene right here. This cool shit. Nina quietly coos at him and begins to scratch at the back of Kobe's ears once more. Hugo ... Hugo leans in a little closer to Noah. His voice a whisper, but close enough for Noah to only hear him. You know, I'm glad you came along yesterday. Oh, what's this? You getting chummy with me now? I mean, I would have died if this dude didn't come, or Hugo would have died. Call it chummy or whatever, but I really mean it. You hadn't saved us back there? Yeah, I was about to say. Would have been over. Look, I told you before. I'll be there whenever you get yourself into reckless shit. Besides, didn't you say this was nap time? Get some rest. You deserved it. You too. Calming silence a calming silence fills the room as they bask under the morning's glow. No big party or celebrations, just each other's company and sharing their small reward. A small and warm comfort. Good end. Yeah, okay, so we got the good end as the first ending. Ooh, I do it. So that ending would be us dying there. I'm assuming. And if, matter of fact, we can do this right here. If you would like to see uh, any of the other endings, I know I said I was just gonna do it, but this game does require a lot of reading. I do like the story and stuff, but it's the same with the other game I played, Proto Violence. It's a lot of reading. So if you want me to do the other endings, type in the comments, I'll do it. If not, I'm just gonna move on, do another game. I got RimWorld set up. I'm doing that. I got another game that I'm most likely gonna do. I'm not gonna say what it is yet. Doesn't matter if I say it or not, but got a few games I'm thinking of. So yeah, this one's done as of right now. I'll bring it back if it's asked, but if not, Vice.